Over the last couple of years of training clients and working out myself, I've noticed that a lot of people still learning about fitness seem to think that doing more repetitions or more of the same movement is going to help them get more toned. For example, I always see clients saying they've been working on getting their abs more toned, but when I ask them what they're actually doing, they'll tell me they do a ridiculous amount of reps like 34 side crunches or leg raises at a time. Basically, in this video, I'll be breaking down what being toned is, why doing a ridiculous amount of repetitions isn't the way to go about it, and I'll be giving you an idea of other ways you can actually work towards getting toned all over the course of 3 main points. To look more toned than you already do, you want to either lose fat or gain muscle. Being toned is a look or appearance that comes from one of 2 things. Either 1, looking leaner by trimming down some fat so that the muscle and shape you already have stands out more, or 2, gaining muscle so that if you're already relatively lean, your frame and target areas grow in a way that complement and improve your proportions. If you want to look more toned and take on one of these routes, there's much better ways of doing that than high repetition training. If you're trying to lose fat, you're better off either implementing cardio in your training or improving your diet. Ultimately, when trying to lose fat, it's all about being in a caloric deficit, meaning being at a point where your body burns more calories than it actually takes in. There's 2 ways of creating this deficit or gap. 1, eating less so you're giving your body less calories to have to burn, and 2, exercising more, or in other words, making your body burn more calories than it normally does. Now, I think the second point is where a lot of people mess up and think that high repetition training is the way to go. The thing is, there's a lot more efficient ways of going about burning calories through exercise, for example, cardio. Say you only have 30 minutes and your goal is to lose as much fat or burn as many calories as possible. In that 30 minutes, you could A, do a decent amount of high repetition weightlifting and burn around 112 calories if you're 155 pounds, or 133 calories if you're 185, or B, do any actual cardiovascular exercise and burn around twice as much, if not more. Biking at a moderate pace, you'd lose 260 or 311 calories as opposed to the 112 and 133 I mentioned before, and on the elliptical, you'd lose almost 4 times as much. Even walking, you'd lose 167 or 200 calories depending on your weight. The larger your deficit or the more calories you burn than you eat, the more fat you'll essentially lose. But at the same time, it's important to be cautious of how you're also increasing your risk of losing muscle mass and not feeling too great from not having enough energy. The point is, it's more efficient. You'll save time, lose more weight, and see many more health benefits from cardio training or a healthy diet instead of high repetition training if slimming down is your goal. If you're trying to gain muscle, you're better off training at heavier loads and lower repetitions. In a study held by Gerson et al., 32 untrained men were all put into 4 groups following different 8-week training programs. The first group trained with high loads and low repetitions, the second group trained with intermediate loads and repetitions, the third group trained with low loads and high repetitions, and the fourth group didn't exercise at all. The high repetition group did beat out every other group in being able to perform more reps at the end of the study, but in every other case seemed to lack luster, barely improving maximal strength at all, and inciting nowhere near as much hypertrophy and muscle gain as the lower rep and intermediate groups. If you're looking to build muscle, the best way to go about it is training at high loads and staying anywhere between 6 to 12 reps, staying on the lower side of that range if you want to build more strength, and going up to the higher side if you're just focused on getting size. Now, this isn't to say that high repetition training is useless, it's to say it isn't the best way to get toned. What high repetition training is good at, and in fact the only place it trumps every other kind of training, is building muscular endurance. If you want to be able to do more repetitions or improve how long you can do a certain movement for, then high repetition training is definitely something you should implement in your workouts. If not, there's just better, more efficient alternatives. It's all about training around your goals. That's it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, never hesitate to contact us at Westcoast SCI or seek professional help if you have any questions or concerns, whether it's with us or anybody else. Have a great day, guys.